Good evening, everyone. Thank you for your time here today and for allowing me to present on the role of the child and youth care practitioner in supporting you as you address concerns of behaviors, mental health, and building positive relationships with your children. As we know, there is a new program stream being implemented here at the Child Welfare Center, and we're really hoping that we can collaborate on this wonderful venture. For the presentation today, I am pleased to have your input in the form of questions that you have graciously submitted over the last month or so in the survey box that was made available here at the center. These questions will be my guide in facilitating this session today. I have also brought with me a parking lot, as you can see behind me here. And as you can see on your desk, there are some little cutouts here where you can write any questions or concerns that may come up during the presentation. We will place them on the parking lot, and at the end of the presentation, we will have a discussion on these questions that come up. Okay, so what or who is a CYC practitioner? A CYC practitioner is someone who has been trained in child development, mental health as it relates to children and youth, the social and emotional development of children and youth, and the impact that significant relationships have on children and youth as they go through life. So why should I agree to work with the CYC practitioner is the second question here. CYC practitioners are skillful in creating preventative programs that are therapeutic in nature. They engage children and youths through programming to help them function at their best. Working with families ensures us a well-rounded and in-depth look at all the different aspects of the child's life space and how various relationships can contribute to their overall progress. So relationships such as you being their primary caregivers. The next question here is, what are the benefits to me as a parent or to my child? So as a parent, you have the opportunity to offer your expert advice on the individuality of your children so that the workers can create specific programming that builds on their strength. Every child is different, and in recognizing this, child and youth care practitioners work closely within a relationship of care that they are able to meet them where they are in that moment. You as a parent, based on your experience with your child or youth, may find some benefit to re-engaging in a trusting and loving relationship with the support of a well-trained child and youth care practitioner. How can I be sure that you have the training necessary to work with my family? I understand that we live in a society that focuses on the credentials and designations of professionals working with their families. Although CYC is not a regulated body, the principles under which we operate are consistent and in keeping with the existence of this field. To work in a relational context with children and youth. Some CYCs have a college education and some have a university degree. There are also child and youth care practitioners who spend years in the field getting hands-on training. And of course, given your child's right to receive informed care, of course, they can ask to see the credentials or the training of the practitioners that they're about to work with. How do you know when you are successful? This one is a tricky question, okay? But unfortunately, given that there are no set measurement tools to indicate rates of success, what we can assure you as practitioners is that your child and youth's progress will become most significant to him when there is a behavior change, a newfound trust in their caregivers or workers, or when their confidence as individuals increases, where they are able to work on personal goals, and this lets us know that there is actual progress. Why a CYC practitioner and not a social worker? As I am not able to speak on the role of the social worker in working with your children and youth, what I can say is that our ultimate goal is the independence, the well-being, the healthy growth and development of your children. Therefore, we will do everything within our role to ensure that these are the things we're working on with you and with your child. Our hands-on training have ensured that we have extensive practice in working with children who struggle with these issues. Child and youth care practitioners spend a significant amount of time working in different settings where children are required to perform at their best. Some settings may include schools, community centers, residential care, hospitals, or treatment centers. Some say my child needs a psychologist, so why should I involve you as a professional in his life? Is the next question. Our role is not to eliminate the experts within the child or youth's life, but it's more to add to the work that they are already doing. As the psychologist may focus on the clinical aspects of things, we are here to do the hands-on work with you and your child. We are here to take the observations and the suggestions and turn it into creative programming using the everyday experience of your child in being with them and working alongside them on strategies for change. Can you give an example of how you'd be working with my child? I wanted to leave this question for last so that we can actually have fun while addressing this question. I have handed out little baskets for each of you. If you take a moment to look inside these baskets, you will find what we would be using as we go through some scenario type questions, okay? So in these baskets, you'll find little bubbles for blowing, little windmills, you'll find a stress ball, and a little sketch pad for drawing. You'll also find a USB with some music files. What we will be doing is we will be reading a scenario that involves a parent, a child, and a youth worker. This scenario centers around a parent and her 9-year-old child. The parent has been struggling with the sporadic outburst of her 9-year-old and wants to find ways of refocusing her 9-year-old when she gets triggered. So now let's begin.